Good morning, guys. My name is Ali, and today I want to talk about a topic that's very interesting. Um, Basically, I want to discuss insurance and how important insurance is, and getting the right policy, or or just having insurance. Period. And let me put my AirPod away so I can focus on this video and tell you the story that I ran into a couple of days ago. So I was in a parking lot a couple of days ago, and a couple of weeks ago actually, and I was completely parked with my seatbelt on. I had just arrived to the parking lot, and my seatbelt's still on. I have vehicle in park, and somebody backed into me while I was parked, and their insurance company denied the claim. They said the other guy wasn't at fault. I was literally parked and he hit me, and they said it wasn't his fault. So what happened is I had to go to my insurance company, and they had to do the negotiation with the other insurance company. And but the moral of the story, the thing that I want to discuss here is, if you don't have insurance, you're going to be SOL basically, because if in the event something does happen and you don't have any protection, you're going to be in a lot of trouble financially. There was another incident that happened to my friend. My friend and his children was out with his girlfriend and his children, her children, and somebody rear-ended them. They got rear-ended on a highway. And just because my friend had insurance, he was able to submit a claim to his insurance company, and he got reimbursed. But his girlfriend didn't have insurance, so basically she lost her car. The children had to go to the hospital. Nobody was severely injured, thank goodness. And the children had to go to the hospital for stitches and so on and so forth. It was all minor injuries, which is really, really good. They got very lucky. But I say this just to emphasize the importance of having insurance. And most people will insure their car, they insure their home, their properties, and their vehicles, and so on and so forth, but they fail to insure themselves. They don't realize the most important person in the picture is you, because you're the one who's paying for everything. So the minute you stop paying under your car insurance, we go out and insure our cell phones, we insure our cars, we insure our homes, but we don't insure ourselves. You really need a good tax-free retirement plan put in place. I personally don't recommend 401k for simple reasons. It's not guaranteed, and it's taxable. It's not tax-free, and you don't have access to it till you're 59 and a half. So you got everything going against you when it comes to 401k, but people still invest so much money in the 401k, which I think it's a failed plan in my opinion. If you guys looking for something to put in place, put a policy in place to protect you in the event something happen, please text the number 1 to, here's my number up here, 330-577-3496, and I will reach out to you immediately. And I'm a broker, so I have access to all the major carriers. So I will try to find you the best policy that fits your needs and protect you in the event something happen. This policy, if we get $1 million policy put in place for you, this policy will be available for you in the event you get sick, any chronic terminal illness, or home confinement, which you're unable to do 2 of your daily activities. Basically, if you have $1 million policy and in the event something happened to you, get sick or injured, that you'll have 90% of that policy available for you to use immediately. If I sell you a policy today and you get a heart attack tomorrow, you will get 90% of your death benefit or the face value of the policy. So you'll have $900,000 available for you immediately, and it will help you pay off your house, pay off your car, put a little bit of money in the bank, basically just get you out of a financial bind. And people don't realize how important it is to have something in place. Income protection or paycheck protection, however you want to call it, is really, really necessary, because when your paycheck stops, everything stops. If you are interested in learning more, please don't forget to text number 1 to 330-577-3496. I want to mention something. I want to mention another thing that I found mind-blowing also. To get roadside assistance or membership with the auto club, like AAA, AAA auto club, it actually costs $100 a year, guys. $100 for a whole year. And I still see people stuck on the side of the road trying to pull a jack out of a car, and they don't have a jack, and they have to go somewhere else, and they have to come back with a tire, blah, blah, blah. And they're exposing themselves to so much risk by being on a highway trying to change a tire or whatever the the situation may be, whether you're having an electrical problem, whether you're running out of gas, whatever it is. But people don't realize that insurance is very, very important. Like when I was a little kid in high school, one of my teachers' son had a flat on the side of the highway, and poor guy, he went out to change the tire, and he was struck by another vehicle, which killed him immediately upon impact. And people don't realize, by just having a little foresight and a little common sense to protect themselves, paying $100 for an auto club membership, or paying $100 a month for tax-free retirement that's guaranteed, that you have access to anytime you want, and it's tax-free and you have access to it anytime you want, and it will be available for you while you're alive, and when you die, it will actually leave some money to your heirs. Or if you just happen to die, it will just give them the whole thing. Basically, if you assign your wife, your children to be beneficiary of a policy, in the event something happened to you, that money will go to them, so they'll be able to stay in the house that they live in. They don't have to downsize, sell the house and move out to an apartment. They don't have to sell the car. They don't have to struggle financially. You really, really need to, we all do actually, we all need to pay attention to protecting ourselves. Protecting yourself is the most important thing. You are the most important thing in the whole equation. In the event something happened to you, if you're driving down the highway and a teenager swerves into your lane, and next thing you're in a hospital for several months, unable to work, how do you expect to make payments on your house? How do you expect to take care of your family and provide if you can't leave the house anymore? You're bedridden. Have you ever thought about, have we, I don't want to say you, or maybe I should say you, because when I say you, I'm actually talking to myself also. Have you actually thought about that? Have you ever considered the consequences in the event something like that would happen? What would you do if you're unable, if you're terminally ill, you're going through, you say, let's assume that you got cancer, you develop cancer somehow, which it's inevitable. We're all going to get sick, or we're all going to die. It's just something that's going to happen. No one can avoid that. But if having the foresight to plan ahead in the event something like that happened, it's really, really smart as an adult. Actually, not even adult. I think getting some kind of protection at an early years, it's really, really wise on your end, because you're healthy and you're young, and your monthly payments will be very low. Like $1 million policy, I'm just hypothetically speaking over here, $1 million policy on a 40-year-old, maybe $100 a month, but $1 million policy on a 25-year-old, maybe $25 a month. I'm just giving hypothetical numbers here. But what was the story I was trying to say with the AAA and I'm trying to talk about having having protection or having insurance in the event something does happen. Like all of us, we go out and insure our monetary value. We insure our physical object, like a cell phone, a car, a house, but we never insure ourselves. What if something does happen to you? But again, you need a really good insurance. You need somebody that's experienced in the field. You need a good broker or agent to work with you when you want to put a policy in place. And I really want you guys to think very deep or very hard about what I'm trying to say to you. Protect yourself. In the event something happened to you, you will lose your bank account, the car will get repoed, the bank will take the house, and you would lose everything because you have no protection on yourself. But if you have a good policy in place, $1 million policy, in the event something does happen to you, you'll have some income coming in so you can maintain the same lifestyle that you have right now. What was the example that I was using a minute ago? I don't remember. But anyway, guys, if you are interested in getting tax-free retirement plan put in place, please text number 1 to 330-577-3496, and I will reach out to you. All I'm going to do for you guys is share the information. I'm going to share the information with you, and you get to do with it whatever you want. So when the saying that says you don't know what you don't know. So it took me a long time. I had to do a lot of studying. I had to take exams. I have to go through a lot of work to become licensed by the state. I do life and health, and if you guys need help in either one, please reach out to me, and I'll be more than happy to help you. And all I want to do is just share the information that I've learned with you guys, and you get to decide to do what you want to do with it. Whether you want to move forward with it, that's fine. If you don't want to move forward with it, that's fine. But at least be enlightened. Learn something new. They say knowledge is power. I agree with that. I'm going to share my knowledge with you, and you decide on your own whether it's something that is suitable for you or not. But in my opinion, everybody needs some kind of paycheck protection or income protection, equity protection. Say if something does happen to you, you don't want to lose your house, you want to pay off the house so that wife and the kids can stay there without having to financially be burdened. If you have mortgage, if you have equity in your house, say if you have $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 in equity in your home, and something does happen to you, the bank will take the house and your equity will be gone. So everything that you've invested into the house and in the equity that you built in, it's all going to go back to the bank because you're unable to make payments. That's horrible, right? Just the thought of it's like devastating. It makes me sick to my stomach. Some people just need like small policy for final expense. When they do pass, they need $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, just a small policy to basically pay for burial or cremation. So these policies are, the thing that really that pains me the most. A lot of my clients that are getting these policies, especially the final expense, they usually wait till their 50s and 60s and 70s, and they're trying to get a policy. And at that time, these policies cost them so much because they're a lot older and they're not healthy. They have pre-existing condition. It makes the cost so much higher. And that's why I recommend for all my clients to get insurance now, because you lock in your rate. Your rate stays the same and your benefit stays the same. Nothing changes. But lock it in the early years so you have more bang for your buck if that's a good way to say it, I guess. Basically, you're making your money work for you. So let's say, for example, you're paying let me pull a calculator here, okay? I'm going to run just a small example with you guys, just something very simple, okay? All right, so say, what happened to my photo? Where's my photo? Where's my photo? Let me go. Hold on a second, guys. Okay, so if we go right here, oh, I see what's going on. Let me do this. Let me do that. Hold on a second. Okay, all right, here we go. So if we go back, where's the calculator? Right here. Let me pull that up, okay? So where is it? Okay, here it is. So let's just say, for example, you pay $100 a month, right? For $1 million policy, which is very possible. If we multiply that by 12, okay, that's a whole year. You're only paying $1,200 a year, okay? Now, $1 million policy, you paid in $1,200 into it so far, right? Within those 12 months, if you get sick, if you get injured, the insurance company will pay you $1 million. So tell me, is that a good investment or what? Yeah? So people think life insurance or some type of final expense or equity protection or mortgage protection or income protection, some type of protection or putting a protection in place is really expensive. But the truth of the matter, it's not expensive. It's actually inexpensive. But the smartest thing to do is start it while you're young. You know, I mean, look at it this way. You have $1,200 only $1,200 you paid into a policy, and that policy will pay you $1 million. Would that $1 million pay off your house, pay off your car, and allow your children and your wife or your spouse in general, because the policy could be on the husband and the wife. Would that $1 million give you a peace of mind? It takes that financial burden away from your family. Your kids don't have to downsize to a smaller apartment. Your wife doesn't have to move into, or your spouse in general doesn't have to move into a 2-bedroom apartment, and because they no longer can afford the mortgage. You need to think about things like that because they're extremely, extremely important. Look, guys, $1,200, that's 12 months, right? I'm just using that. Even if we go, let's just say 10 years, okay? So here's $1,200, right? Times 10, okay? 10 years, okay? All right? Look, you got $12,000. That covers you for 10 years. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot to say something that's really, really important. The policy that I offer, it's really, really incredible. If you pay all this money, say if you get a policy with me for, say, 20, 30 years, whatever, however long you want it, or you can do a whole life. But if you get a policy with me for 20 years, and nothing happens, like you never get sick, no accident, no nothing, you will get all your money back. If you outlive your policy and nothing happened to you, you don't get sick, no cancer, no accident, you will get all the monthly payment that you paid into the policy. The insurance company will actually give you all that money back. Isn't that incredible? They're saying, look, we're going to insure you. You're going to have $1 million insurance policy. In the event something does happen to you, we're going to give you the $1 million. If nothing happens to you, we're going to give you all your money back that you paid into the policy. Isn't that like a dream come true? Yeah. Can you imagine if your insurance company, your car insurance, for example, they said, we're going to insure you for X amount of dollars, $300,000, $400,000, whatever the amount is. And if nothing ever happens to you, we will give you all your money back, everything that you paid into the policy. Isn't that incredible offer? That's like an irresistible offer, yeah? But anyway, going back to the example that I was trying to do, remember, guys, the policies that I do offer, they'll give you all your premiums back. So basically, you're getting free protection. But look, I want to go back to the example that I was doing a minute ago. Excuse me. So if 10 years would go by and you only have $12,000 into that, paid into the policy, okay? So you have $12,000 paid into the policy. If anything happened to you during those 10 years, you're going to get $1,000,000, guys. So, all right, look, we're going to take 1,000,000. We're going to go, here's 12,000, and we're going to take 1,000,000 and subtract that from it. 6 zeros, okay, equals. You're going to get $988,000. $988,000 will be paid to you. Yeah, because you already paid 12,000 into it, and if something does happen to you, they'll pay you this amount. You're gonna get 1,000,000, right? They're gonna pay you $1,000,000, but you're gonna have 12,000 in it, paid into it, so you're actually getting $988,000. That's a lot of money. That'd be enough income to pay off a house, pay off a car, put money in the bank, take care of the spouse, take care of the children, and basically gives you enough time to recover and be able to not be financially crushed by the incident. Yeah. So remember, guys, $1,200 a year will give you a protection for a full year on $1,000,000 policy. In the event something does happen to you in the first year, you only have $1,200 into the policy, and that policy will pay you $1,000,000. I hope you guys starting to see the image that I'm trying to convey. Okay, so I want to tell another story before I go. I had a client where he had a policy with me for a few months, not quite a year yet, and he had a $1,000,000 policy with me, and he went to do his annual checkup, and his doctor told him that he had suffered a minor heart attack last night, and the heart attack was so minor that he didn't even know that he had it. You know what I mean? It was very, very small heart attack. And just based on what the doctor told him, he was able to submit a claim to the insurance company, and he was able to collect his $1,000,000 after a few months paying into the policy. Isn't that incredible, guys? Like, does that make sense? Like, this guy he wasn't even hurt or injured or anything. Nothing happened to him. He's still a fully functional guy. He can go to work. He can do everything he want to do. But yet, just because the doctor said he suffered a heart attack, he was able to get his benefit while he's alive, and he was able to use it to live off of it, even though he was still just fine. I hope that makes sense. If you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comment below. I'll be more than happy to answer all your questions. I read my comments. I answer all of them. This channel here I started, it's fairly new, but I am very, very focused and very intentional about building the right audience and helping a lot of people get a tax-free retirement in place. I feel like it's my duty to do that. I believe 100% it's having this type of protection is a moral obligation. I really feel like everyone should have it, and I really hate to see anybody suffer in the event something does happen to you, whether it's an accident or whether it's an illness. Thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed today's podcast, or whatever you want to call it. If you have any comments, leave them below. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. By doing that, you're going to show that YouTube or Google will push this out to more people and let them be aware of the options that are available for them. I really love to help people. I love to protect people. I love to show people that the possibilities that are available for them out there. You don't know what you don't know. Like, if no one sits there and explains to you what is available for you, you just don't know. No one has ever told you. So it's like you're in the dark about a lot of things. So it's good to use these tools that are out there available for you and leverage them to work for you. Just like the example that I mentioned earlier about having a car insurance or perhaps a AAA insurance, and just making a phone call and having the service company come out, the auto club, and perhaps replace a tire, charge a battery, bring you gas, and so on and so forth, whatever the situation may be. I want you to understand, guys, having insurance. Before I go, I want to say something really, really important. I want you guys to pay attention. It's something that just popped in my head. I get a lot of clients that call me and I feel really, really bad for them. And they say, can you give me the cheapest policy? I tell them, I'm like, you're shortchanging yourself. In the event you do need that policy and something does happen to you, and if you get the cheaper policy, you're cutting yourself, you're shortchanging yourself. What you're doing here, like in the event you do need the policy, you need to lean on it and something does happen, whether it's sickness or an accident, and you're going to look back and you're like, oh my God, that insurance broker or that agent sold me a crappy policy. But in reality, you chose to go with the cheaper policy. And because of that, you have very little protection. So when you do, guys, whether you call me, speak to me, whether you speak to another agent or a broker, please always get the better policy. Try to see what options are available for you and try to get something that's affordable, because I want to share some stats with you. A lot of people that get tax-free retirement put in place, they end up run into a financial problem down the road, and they let their policy lapse and they lose everything. If you guys get a policy with me, please, I want you to call me in the event you can't make the payment anymore. So what we'll do, we'll look at your policy and we'll reduce it down where it's more affordable for you. And then as your financial situation get better, we can increase it again later. So keep that in mind. If you have a policy in place, do not let it lapse, because the older you get, the more expensive that it's going to be. And you're going to run into health issues. And speaking of health issues, these policies that I offer, guys, no medical exam required. You don't even have to go through a medical exam. Okay, so you don't have to visit doctor's office. You don't have to get poked with a needle. You don't have to do any of that stuff. Yeah, please, guys, if you have any comment, if you have any questions, I hope I kind of triggered some. I like to have a thought-provoking conversation with you. This way, you take this very seriously and think about it. But if you guys have any questions, I hope I triggered some thoughts in your head to really show you how important it is having a tax-free retirement in place, or just some kind of retirement. That's 100. These policies are 100% guaranteed, guys. It doesn't matter what happened with the stock market or how it fluctuates. Your money is guaranteed 100%. Okay, and you have access to it anytime you want. Okay. What else? And it's tax-free. You don't have to pay any taxes on that whatsoever. All right, I guess I'm done for today. I really enjoyed doing this podcast. I'm going to try to do one maybe every other day, maybe 3 or 4 a week. And I'm going to try to share new ideas and new things that will help you make a better decision when it comes to your retirement. You guys have a wonderful day. And I look forward to speaking to you. Don't forget to text 12330. Text the number 12330-577-3496, and I will get back to you immediately. Thank you so much, and God bless.